Welcome back to SoundersFC.com. Hi again, everyone. Tony Ventrella, Pete Fewing, insider Matt Gash at Fido Irish Pub at 801 First Avenue in Seattle. Been here for 11 years. Great place. They've got rugby here, all kinds of soccer day and night. Check it out. The website.
On the television.
On the TV.
No, there's guys playing in the room next door.
Well, it's big enough. It's big enough. A lot of things to talk about on this edition of Roundtable. Also, we'll have a couple of members of Guerrilla FC here. We think the second largest support group in the area with over 300 members. We'll get them in here in just a minute. But first, I want to talk about this hot August streak. Not the weather, but the record. Sounders FC 7-0-1. Can they keep it going, Matt Gash?
Well, you certainly hope they can, and it's nice that they had this little break here with a big stretch of games coming up, and it really was pretty remarkable. I mean, Pete and I were just talking about it before we went on about, the separation of all these different games, and I think, Pete, you can kind of take it from there. They're worse. I mean, 3 different competitions, and they didn't skip a beat.
No, and there was separate motivation for each of them as
this is great coaching, because when the season's this long, you have to have ways to motivate for each game. So if you go back 5 games, you go to the Comunicaciones game, it's a CONCACAF game, it's at home, you got to win in the CONCACAF at home to make your chances good to win the whole thing.
This is Ziggy talking to his guys.
This is Ziggy talking to his guys. The next one, they're Dallas, right? They're on the road with Dallas, and so that's for second place. Who's going to end up in the second place? They've been able to hold that since then. So there's the motivation on that. The third one was an interesting one. Sends Keller home, sends Montero home, sends Rosales home. They go to Monterrey, win, lose, draw. They don't really care. They just want to get back, right? But at halftime, they're up 1-0 on the Fernandez goal. Evans was going to sub out at halftime, Freeberg at halftime. Ziggy goes to both of them, says, can you go? They say they can. They get away with a win. They come back now 2-0 in CONCACAF. Fantastic, right? So then the next one is Columbus, and now Columbus is leading the East, so we're going to send a message to the league. We're going to show how strong the West is, and they thumped Columbus 6-2. I don't think they planned 6-2, but it worked, right?
New message, yeah.
Right, and then the next one is it's the semifinal for the U.S. Open Cup. So they got Dallas at Starfire, right? They've not, what are they, 17 and 15 wins and a tie at Starfire, and like 1 on PKs, and so now they're in the U.S. Open Cup final. So 5 games each with its own plot. Ziggy's done a very good job of keeping the guys on task.
Yeah, the last team to really even compete against was Pete's team.
I think that's right.
That's why we're pulling for,
Right.
We think we're second place if the Sounders win the U.S. Open Cup.
Yeah, I don't know how that works.
We can figure it out. We got a trophy that we're working on.
There's a computer
second
somewhere
place.
that can be rigged so that actually happens. Real Salt Lake coming up next. A big match this weekend, 1 o'clock over at CenturyLink. What about this? They've got some guys coming back that have been on loan to their national team.
Right. They've got Will Johnson away with Canada, who's going to be playing against Costa Rica. They've got oh goodness,
Alave. Borchers.
No. I'm sorry.
Guys that are on loan.
Beckerman was with U.S. in their game against Belgium, and for Costa Rica. I'm sorry. The Alvaro Saborio is away with Costa Rica. Canada playing against Puerto Rico, rather, not Costa Rica. So, but yeah, those 3 guys.
You've had a couple days off. It's okay.
I have. Those 3 guys are away with their national teams. They'll be all flying back from different parts of the world. And Salt Lake's been a great team. I mean, they've been one of the more competitive teams the Sounders have faced throughout the 3 years.
So let me ask you this, then we'll come back to you, Matt. So what's the motivation here then? Just the fact that this is a very competitive team in our conference, or what?
Well, they want to keep what's gone on the last 7 games. They want to keep that going. They want to keep ahead of Dallas. They want that second spot, and they want to start putting a little more pressure on Los Angeles. LA tied last night, so that's great for Seattle because they can get a chance to get a little bit closer now. So the motivation is within the West to continue to stay as close to LA and start to get closer to maybe getting that first place spot.
And that winning streak too. Keep that winning streak.
Yeah, absolutely. They've on a 5-game winning streak in all competitions. 6 would be the team record, so matching their team record. So 6 straight wins, helping roll that momentum into September.
Yeah, Tony, when you have a break like they've just had, they certainly earned the break. They left on a perfect note, but this is a mature team, but they got to get right back on track. There can't be a dip because of the break. Yeah.
Speaking of momentum, let's bring in Katie and Lickett from Guerrilla FC. Now, we were going to have the gorilla here, but that's the gorilla chickened out, is what you're
Unfortunately,
telling
he
us.
had to work, yeah.
All right, well, Matt's got a prize for you. Go ahead.
Right, I've got 4 tickets to our game on Saturday against Real Salt Lake, and you guys have done so much in the community lately, and I thought it'd be good if you guys were able to use those as a way to kind of generate interest in Gorilla FC.
Thank you, thank you.
So you guys can give those away as you see fit.
What's the plan? Do you have a thought about that?
I think we'll do a Twitter contest. We'll announce on our Gorilla FC Twitter account, and we'll ask what Civ's favorite Sounders player is.
Okay.
So just follow them at Gorilla FC, and they'll have the Twitter question there for you.
Now, you guys are a very fast-growing group. You just started 3 years ago, right?
We started in 2009, so we have about 300 members now.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
outstanding. And did it start with you 2 or 3, or how many?
It started with Kevin Zelko. A group of people played soccer, and their whole thing was Gorilla, and then it kind of transformed into a supporters group once the Sounders came aboard. So
Does
yeah.
the general public know who the banana is and who the gorilla is?
Yes, they do.
Okay, they do.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
who is the banana?
That would be me.
Dressed like a banana for the game.
Yes.
You've got to respect
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
That is wonderful.
You do have to respect that.
You really do. Katie Lickett, thank you very much. Congratulations for getting that group growing so fast.
Your shirt says Church of Facito.
That's right.
Very nice. In the name of the Father, Son, and Mike.
Thanks, you guys. Thank you. All right, just a reminder, we're at Fido Irish Pub here on First Avenue. A couple things to still talk about. I know, Matt, you wanted to bring up Mauro Rosales' name and the term MVP in the same sentence.
Well, yeah, absolutely. I mean, I definitely think he's in the running for newcomer of the year. There's definitely some good competition there. Guys like Farid Mondragon with Philly, their goalkeeper, and some other Charlie Davies as well. With DC United, but Mauro Rosales is a guy you got to start considering for the MVP. 5 goals, 9 assists. Other guys in the running, you got to think about Breck Shea, Landon Donovan. You can't have an MVP conversation in MLS without mentioning Landon Donovan. David Beckham is inching his way closer as well. But Mauro Rosales, with the way he's playing, if he can keep it up here over the next 6-7 games they've got remaining, you got to think that he's going to be in the running, at least one of the top couple candidates for MVP.
But this guy's a coach's dream, too.
Yes, absolutely. He is, because what I think he's done is he's extended Casey Keller's influence to the 10 on the field. And he is a coach's dream. He speaks very good English. He speaks Spanish, so he can communicate and bridge the gap. He's an intelligent guy. He's a passionate guy. I still remember his first touch. It wasn't the best touch. It was on about the 35-yard line. It went a few yards away, straight to the carpet to go get it back. So he's not afraid. He's not afraid to roll his sleeves up in battle. And we've seen games where he's gone 90 minutes and knowing that he's going to go 90 minutes in a couple more days. So he's just been, he can score, he can get assists, and he's not afraid to do the dirty work to get the ball back. And
I hate to bring this up, but Ziggy had a player from Argentina who did those types of things for him with the Columbus Crew, Guillermo Barros Schelotto, and there are definite comparisons between those two, definite parallels between those two players. They play the game a little bit differently, but they are the straw that stirs the drink, so to speak, for the team, and definitely.
He's thin too. You know what? We asked him early on in one of our conversations with him. He gets hit and he doesn't go onto the ground very long, and he just says, part of the game, you got to get back up and play. And I love that about him too. I think that represents the Seattle fans, right? They're willing to battle, and if he gets hit, he doesn't milk it. He's up and he's fighting again.
I need to see more of that in the league, actually. But that's another story. Peter, thank you very much. Matt Gash, our Sounders FC insider. Lickett, Katie, thanks for joining us from Gorilla FC. We're at Fido Irish Pub on First Avenue. That's it for this edition of the Sounders Roundtable. I'm Tony Ventrella. See you next time.